Hey everybody, and welcome to a weird snacking experiment. Today we're going to be experimenting with Lay's potato chip. Not a sponsor, but you know, Lay's, if you want to sponsor me, you know where to call me. Just leave a message there and I'll get back, trust me. But what I'm going to talk about is Lay's is sort of well known for having a lot of flavors of potato chips. I've sort of tried some from all over the world. If you go to candycritic.org, you will find a huge list of Lay's potato chip flavors. Everything from like sweet flavors to savory flavors, spicy, everything like that. But I've always wondered how close these flavors are to the reality of the snack. So today I thought I'd take two sort of Canadian classic flavored potato chips. So to some of you these might seem a little weird, but to many of you they might seem quite common. But I'm taking two flavors, salt and vinegar and ketchup flavored potato chips. And I'm going to see how they compare to the actual food themselves. To do this, what I've decided to do is I've got a bag, salt and vinegar potato chips and ketchup chips, and I'm going to taste it. And then I'm going to take the classic potato chip and I am going to then dip it in the ingredient that is said to be on the package and see if the chip tastes the same as the sort of flavored version. So again, we'll start off with salt and vinegar. This is one of my favorite flavors of potato chips, by the way. For some reason, I love it. I have a lot of cool stories about salt and vinegar potato chips. A little sting of vinegar. Balance out with the salt. But, so let's see how Lay's compares when I've got myself a little dish of vinegar, a plain potato chip, and a thing of salt. So this is going to be hard to do on camera, so I figured what I would do is I'll take a chip, put the bag back down, I'll dip it, I shall dip it into the vinegar and let it, you know, I don't want it wet because I still want a chip, but I want to, looks like it's taken on some of that flavor. So it's definitely wet. Put the vinegar back down because I don't want to spill that. Then I will take, I should have probably opened the salt. There we go. I'll add a little extra salt to my chip. It's a tiny bit of salt. Although they are already salted chips, so I don't need too much. So, and down the hatch. You know what? The vinegar's not as strong. I actually prefer the chip, and I feel like the chip is more vinegary than vinegar. But I think that has to do with the fact that, I mean, it's a chemical thing that they're doing with the sourness of the vinegar chip. And I think you'd have to soak your chip in vinegar and then maybe like cook it in vinegar or something. I don't really know how salt and vinegar chips are made, but I think there's a chemical process that I'm missing in just dipping it in, and I just don't think there's enough vinegar on it. It kind of tasted a little watery, and the salt just kind of killed the sour completely. So my balance was off. I'll blame that on poor planning on my part a little bit. But I think you're better off going with the salt and vinegar potato chip. I mean, it's easier too. You don't have to get a little container and, you know, everything like that. So the next flavor I want to try, ketchup potato chips. So I'll eat a regular ketchup potato chip. This one, I feel like this one's going to work a little better, or at least be a little more fair. So I don't know if that actually tastes like ketchup. In my brain, it tastes like a ketchup potato chip, but I don't think it actually tastes like ketchup. So the next thing we do, go back to our plain potato chip. And I have a little dish with just a little splattering of ketchup on the bottom. Splattering is the key word because my ketchup bottle is almost empty, so it kind of did the little ketchup farts. I will take one potato chip and dip it into the ketchup bowl. See, this is easier because I can actually see, you know, I got ketchup. I'm going to do a healthy amount there. So ketchup on a plain potato chip. That's actually pretty good. Wow. I would say that's close to, it might even be better than ketchup potato chips. I'm going to start dipping my plain potato chips in ketchup. Like that's, got more chips here. That's actually really good. It's nice because you kind of get that, obviously you can't in a package have like liquid ketchup because I guess you could give like a little squirt bottle of ketchup your chips, but the ketchup flavor sneaks up on you in the end, whereas this one hits you right at the beginning. I mean, obviously the ketchup is a more authentic ketchup flavor. I mean, they're both good, but so I guess I'd say it's equal. I'd say salt and vinegar, just buy a bag of chips if you want salt and vinegar chips, unless you know the weird process they do it. But ketchup chips, like if you have regular chips and ketchup, that's a pretty good snack. If you're at home, I mean, if you're out and about, these will do fine and they taste great. But if you're at home, you got some ketchup and you got some plain potato chips, maybe you're out of dip, regular dip, ketchup is actually really good on plain potato chips. So I don't know if I learned anything about the actual what I wanted to, except I learned that ketchup and plain potato chips are really good together. So I guess at least I learned something, right? Well, thanks for watching me do another crazy snacking experiment with Lay's potato chips. Remember, Lay's, if you want to be a sponsor, let me know. As always, you can follow me on Twitter @CandyCritic, or go to candycritic.org and find links to all of my other social media, including Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of fun stuff. You can also go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/candycritic, and there you will find all kinds of extra bonus content. I had a really tough time starting this video today, and I think I'll put those bloopers up there, so keep an eye open for those for all you Patreon people. Also, you get these videos in advance, so you get them like a week in advance before anybody else, so you get to check out the stuff early on. And there's a weekend video that happens most of the time, except when I really am nowhere near internet, which actually happens more often than you think. But thanks for watching me do this weird experiment, and we'll see you next time. Bye!